Hey guys, James saying. So this is a quick video about if you take a helicopter tour in New York City. I'm answering two questions. Should you do it with the doors off? And should you do it with which camera should you take? Because you can only take one camera. All right, so we went mid-October. I think the helicopter flight was the October 10th. So the low that day was 50 degrees and the high was 60. And we went around 1 or 2 o'clock and I kept checking the temperature. It was 60 degrees. So we decided yes, months before when we booked it, we're going to do the doors off because I don't like shooting through the glass. I want to get good video. So um, I was wearing a t-shirt with a button-up shirt, and then I wore an Under Armour pullover, which is pretty thin, and then I also had a leather jacket. So that's all I wore, and I was very comfortable. This even has this is like my 20-year-old jacket, 30-year-old jacket. It has a zip-in liner. I didn't even use this zip-in liner. And my wife, she's very cold-natured, typical. She's really a Florida girl, so she was fine. She had multiple layers on, but she was fine wearing what she was wearing. I didn't wear a hat. I didn't wear gloves. I just wore a pair of jeans, and I was very comfortable. But it was 60 degrees and it was sunny. And so the next big question I had is what I had planned on taking. This is what I wanted to take. I have the choice of a Canon 90D, a Canon R50, and a Canon R5. So this R5 has built-in image stabilization in the camera, and I was going to put a GoPro 11 with a max lens mod, but when I got there, it was like you can only take one camera. So my choices were GoPro, which which Canon camera, or I could have used my phone. So I don't have any phone. This may have worked fine. So I decided my wife took this camera here, the GoPro 12 with the max lens mod 2, and I'm glad she did. This turned out to be so much better footage than the Canon R5. So the Canon R5 has built-in image stabilization, in-body image stabilization, and I went with a Sigma Art 24-70 lens. It does have optical stabilization, which was turned on. For the most part, this 24mm was wide enough to get everything except when we were flying over Central Park. And that's why I went with FlyNYON. They don't fly up and down the East and the Hudson River. That we went directly over Central Park. I mean, like if I fell out of a helicopter, I would have died in Central Park. And that's what I really wanted, to fly over the city. My wife, so I was sitting there. We had the helicopter holds 3, 4, 5, 6 people. So I was sitting with my back to the pilot and co-pilot by the door. So I had clear view. There was a person beside me, clear view. Across from me, there were 3 people. So you got one poor person in the middle with 2 people, but they have partially obstructed views because of at least on that side, because of the structure of the helicopter. My wife was in the co-pilot seat, so we couldn't see each other, but we were each on the same side of the helicopter. So she had the GoPro, which I'm glad she did, and they gave her something like this, and it went around her neck. And I tell you, the max lens mod 2, because it has the I had her shoot in MS, there's a max, what's it called? Max MHV, max hyperview. And it's 177 degrees. I don't know how many millimeters it is, but it's 177 degree view. And it's just fantastic. And it has the max hyper smooth 6.0. And it has horizon lock. You could literally take your camera and turn it upside down, and the horizon would stay stable. This so much better than the Canon R5. So let's compare some of the video footage. So that's what I'm trying to answer. I'm glad we went with the doors off, but it was 60 degrees. I don't know if I want to go with the doors off if the high was 50 and the low was, 38. It's a judgment call. But I figured some of you are into photography, into videography. I don't know how to, I have the 14 Pro Max. This may have worked. Oh, so if you take your camera, I just had a neck strap, that was fine. You cannot take a lens cap. You cannot have any filters. All the filters have to come off your camera. So they basically don't want you dropping things out of the helicopter. The GoPro, they supplied the thing to mount the GoPro on. The iPhones, everybody had to take their phone out. You can't have a camera case. They supply wraps around your neck or fits over your neck, and they have these big old clamps that come on so that if you drop your camera, it wouldn't fall out of the helicopter. So I'm curious. There was only 2 of us. I'm curious how the iPhone 14 Pro Max would have done. But if it came down to the Canon R5 and the GoPro 12 Max, the GoPro 12 100% was the right choice. So let's compare some video. All right, so this first video, this is with the Canon R5 and the Sigma art shooting at 24 millimeters. And I think I'm holding my camera right up to the edge. It may be in the wind just a little bit. I'm trying to hold it steady. I want to get all the helicopter stuff. I probably should have held it further back in the helicopter and then just zoomed up. But this is pretty shaky footage, to the point of really being unusable. And here's my wife. Now, I'm not watching her. We can't see each other. She's up in the co-pilot seat. She's just holding the GoPro. I don't know how. I just told her. I didn't give her any instructions. It's just smooth. And I'll put these side by side. And I'll zoom up a little bit to get the helicopter stuff out. But this is just so much better stabilized footage. And this just side-by-side comparison with the Canon footage on top and the GoPro footage on bottom. I mean, the difference is night and day. The difference is night and day. And, I can zoom up on the GoPro, which I'll show you here to get some of the helicopter stuff out. But I'm glad we had the GoPro. And here's just the south end of the park. This is the GoPro footage. It's just, I zoomed up a little bit to get some of the helicopter out of the picture, but just beautiful footage. All right, this is just some more footage of GoPro on the bottom and Canon on top. Just the GoPro is so much better at image stabilization. Alright guys, thanks a lot. If you liked the video, hit the thumbs up. It would help my channel. And if you found the information helpful or useful, consider subscribing to the channel. And if you do, remember to turn on notifications so that you don't miss when the next video comes out. Alright guys, thanks a lot. We'll see you in the next video.